Coming back from a deficit in a Division Rivals or FUT Champs game can be one of the most difficult things that you can face in FIFA 21. Well, I've developed a formation and a set of tactics that will make it so much more easier for you to do in your FUT Champs games and Division Rivals games moving forward using a formation that a lot of people wouldn't think to use. But I'm going to show you it. Let's get into it. Right, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, make sure you smash the subscribe button, leave a like on the video. I put out tactic videos and tactic reviews such as this one we are doing right now once or twice a week. I do everything I can to help you out, as well as I stream on Twitch nightly, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 a.m. UK. I'll leave my link in the description below. Come on over, chat about the formations and tactics. I will help you at the best I can. So let's get into the formation guide and custom tactics setup. So it is the 3-4-2-1 that we are going to be using. In this setup, this is essentially the formation that we want to use if we are trailing in a FUT Champs game where we have nothing left to lose. We are a goal or two down with, say, 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go in the game, where if you get scored on or not and you just lose, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really make much difference. You are sending everything you've got. Defense, we want to be setting this to press after possession loss. Now, guys, just keep in mind, this is a formation that is a last-ditch effort at getting a win, getting a result in a FUT Champs or Rivals game. We want to push the defensive depth almost all the way up to about 7. If you feel, this is going to sound stupid, but if you feel like you are getting counterattacked, believe it or not, in a formation where you are going all at it, you are going to get counterattacked. If you feel like you're getting counterattacked or through-balled way too easily, knock it down a little bit, but I think the higher that you can manage this formation, the better off you are going to be, because it keeps the ball in your opponent's end of the pitch. Offensive style, we want this to be long ball. Fast build-up, to me, just it seems like it's almost like tiki-taka passing, and we don't really want that. We want players bombing forward towards the goal, and our player tactics do lead into that. If you feel like they are going too out of control, set it to balance. I've done it with both. I've tried this formation with both. It works just fine. It is nearly identical. It all just suits the pace of play that you want to play at when you are attacking. Myself, personally, I do like long ball. We do want to go a bit more wide with it because it is a formation that has so many people in the attack. We do want to have a bit of width to it. Players in the box, we do want to step that up just a little bit. Corners to the third and free kicks to the second. Like I said, we also want to be careful to not get too overly aggressive and get counterattacked on a senseless error, I guess. So moving into the instructions for this, as you can see, I've got my team set up here where we have our two most defensive players, Alphonso Davies and Hussein Alwar, on the outside wings. We have our best striker in Tevez at the center striker role. Coutinho and Dembele are better passers of our three attackers on the outside forward role. I don't know exactly what position that would be, left forward, right forward, whatever. And Goretzka, Essien, both at our DMs. This requires extremely good defensive midfielders. This formation requires some of the best defensive midfielders. So if you have them on the bench, I would recommend throwing one on the bench in every FUT Champs game that has good enough pace and defending off the bench, such as like an Essien or Goretzka. Obviously, not everyone can afford cards like that, so I completely get it. But those are some good options. Also, if you're not afford to play like that, like a fullback coming on, such as like a cheap informed Tavernier, like an 84 rated Tavernier, is a beautiful suggestion for that as well. So getting into the instructions, Tevez is set to stay central, getting behind aggressive interceptions, and stay forward. We want Tevez getting as many opportunities on goal as possible. So we want him staying in the box, staying in the middle of the pitch, getting him behind, making runs on goal. And we want him staying forward no matter what. We set the aggressive interceptions for everyone in the attack. Spoiler, aggressive interceptions for everyone, because we do want to get the ball back as quickly as possible. It will kill stamina, so you may have to sub someone on in order to get this to work effectively if you feel like one of your players is getting a bit sluggish. Coutinho and Dembele, it's the same thing. Stay central, get in behind, aggressive interceptions, and basic defensive support. This is a big one. I played with the comeback and defense and basic defensive support. I played with these just a little bit. We don't want the point set to stay forward because it does seem like they stay too detached from everyone. But comeback and defense seemed a bit like Tevez was kind of stranded for these two. So basic defensive support, if you need them to come back, you can kind of do that on your own as well. So that's going to be the tactic set for Coutinho and Dembele. With Alphonso Davies and Hussein Alwar, your wing backs, even though they're more advanced than a lot of left midfielders and even left wingers on occasion. Comeback on defense, balanced with balanced support. We don't really want them doing too much of anything. If you feel like they are drifting a bit too far forward, I mean, there's really not a ton that you can do. I would try and just manually control them to stay back just a touch. It'll almost feel like a 5-2-2-1 in a sense, if you can kind of get them to defend in a way. But you want them to be set to balanced support on supporting runs. Aggressive interceptions, like I said, with all of them. Balanced crossing runs. For me, late game situations, I don't like to cross the ball because I feel like it's a wasted opportunity. I'd rather pass it around. Balanced width, and if you feel like they're getting a bit too inside, which is what I was meant to go with. The chance creation I was speaking about on the supporting runs. If you can get them to go a little bit more wide, ideally, so you can kind of not cut back, but be able to like drill a ball across the box. That's one of the most effective ways to score a goal this year. So balance width should be good enough for that, though. If you feel like they're staying too narrow, slap them on stay wide, should be all right. So like I said, there you go. Come back on defense as well. And it's the same with Outwar. Come back on defense, balance width, and obviously you have that option there. Balance support, balance crossing runs, and aggressive interception. You want them getting in the passing lanes. And moving on to Gretzka and STN. Stay back while attacking, cover center, aggressive interceptions are the only thing we are going to touch. Obviously, stay back while attacking because we want them to be as much of a security blanket as possible. Staying in the center of the pitch because we do have Outwar and Davies as the wide options there, the wide defenders. Or the defenders. So like I said, they're really not defenders in this formation. Everyone's attacking. Aggressive interceptions and stick to position. That is for both of them the exact same tactics. We want all of our center backs. This is the first tactic video ever where I've had really anything on the center backs. Aggressive interceptions and stay back while attacking. We want our center backs cutting out the passing lanes, getting in the way of anyone running through. And basically with this formation, the goal is to get the ball back as soon as you possibly can, get the ball in your possession, and start going forward. Pattern of play basically will just be a lot of free roaming midfielders and attackers around the area. Davies and Outwar will tend to wrap around the outside. Coutinho and Dembele, I've noticed, do kind of cut inside a little bit, and Tevez will kind of split through. So it's kind of like this weird little like pattern flow. I really don't know how to explain it, to be honest. Gretzka and STN will stay back, and they'll be feeding to Outwar and Coutinho. If you get the ball, your midfielders, your first objective is to go wide. Look to Outwar and Davies to overlap. Coutinho and Dembele to cut inside, and Tevez to look through the middle. If you can get that pattern of play, it's almost a guaranteed shot on target every single time. And it's as simple as that, guys. This is a formation where you want to press, you want to use and utilize the in-game team press mechanic by using down and left on the D-pad. And hopefully this gets you some more goals. Hopefully this allows you to come back a little bit easier. Maybe before halftime you've got a bit of a spell of possession, or towards the end of the game you're down a goal in one of your last champs game, or you just want to press for an extra win, or you've got someone that's sitting back. This is another great formation if someone is sitting back and defending. I wouldn't use it a ton if they're only sitting back and playing through balls. If they're trying to play out of the back but they're primarily sitting on the back, then I would say this is a perfect formation for that. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this formation helps you. If it did, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you still playing FUT Champs after this weekend, or after this past weekend, with Ultimate Team of the Season officially being done, I guess, on Friday? This will be our last reward cycle of Team of the Season. And then we are on to Festival of Football. I'm pretty excited for that. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Peace, fellas.